This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Hello and welcome to the... What were you doing
I don't know.
The Latics Football Phone In with me, Matt Dean.
And me, sexy Dave
Bradley. Yeah, listen, what's all this? Whoever Sedge, Kedge, why do you always go live when City are playing? Why does City always play when we're live is the question. Because
this is an Oldham Athletic
podcast, show, whatever, live stream. And I can't emphasize this enough. We don't give a shit about City.
We don't give a shitty.
We don't give a shitty. So, you know, we like watching football as much as anyone, but City, what, against Copenhagen? They're gonna kill them. It's a game over already. It's a non-event, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's officially a non-event.
Well, but the more important game tonight is Keith versus Nairn County.
Yeah, one man Keith taking on the whole of Nairn
Keith
County.
FC.
That was in the Highland League, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a great player.
He is. He's so good.
He's so good.
He's proper 10 men.
Yeah. Keithy 10 men.
Yeah.
Graham might know who they are.
Maybe. Classic shirt. Yeah, it's good in this. Yeah, it's not match worn, but Dave, before you say anything.
I know.
Hello to everyone. Let's go through good evening, guys. Good evening, Tom. Good evening, Bob. Good evening, Oldham fan. Good evening, Chris, who's in the future in Melbourne.
G'day.
Hello, Jenny. And then Tom is getting into the match. We'll come to that in a second. Should we bring our first guest in? Should we bring in the Ibster, who's always just chomping at the bit, isn't he?
Yep, let's do it.
Absolutely chomping. Ibby.
Evening, sexy Dave. Matt, you all right?
Yeah, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. You?
I'm all right. I was a bit disappointed yesterday's game. It was a bit boring, but at the end of the day, we didn't lose, which was the main thing.
Do you think both teams were kind of happy with a draw and didn't really want to lose the game?
I think that is the plan that was. But if we are going to make the playoffs, we need to start beating teams like these. But I tell you now, Bromley are a very decent squad. They've got a decent manager. So it was a very hard game yesterday. But the main thing, we didn't lose. And we must win. We must win on the weekend.
You know what's frustrating? It's like we've played. I mean, it's on the podcast this week was called Hope, Expectation, Hope, Reality, and Expectation, and we've played Bromley 4 times now, and we've not been able to beat them in this division, and that's because Bromley are good at what they do, and they're a football club on the ascendancy. You know, they're so far into their progression. They're a well-run club. They've got a good setup, a good structure. You know, Latics were looking at how they were doing things when we went there last season. So we've got to catch them up in some respects. And as annoying as that is, because we're Oldham Athletic with this fantastic history, the big stadium, the big fan base, we're still, in terms of building a team and building, progressing in this league, we're behind them. So they're a difficult side to beat, and they proved it every time we played them. And last night was just a bit of a scrap on it.
It was just a tough game. It was two decent sides being very cagey, bit of nip and tuck, trying to play through each other, trying to expose each other. But they were very, very well organised teams defensively, and you know, both teams could have scored. And I think a goal would have changed the game, and it might have opened it up for the team who scored. But it might have got a reaction. But Bromley are no mugs. They've been there and done it in the playoffs for a long time now in the National League. So, as I say, we're behind them. Not in terms of size and stature and fan base, but it's just
from a team point of view,
infrastructure,
team and squad point of view. And that's just something that we've had to realise as we come through this division. Like Bob said here, Bromley were dirty and time wasters. Like the teams that are up at the top, we've talked about it, the dark arts. You got your picture of Joe Garner there, Ribby. He's one of those players that knows how to draw fouls and time waste and do all that with the referee. What do you make of his performances so far?
I've been very impressed with him, but yesterday I was a bit shocked to see him on the bench, and I thought that he should have really started, and because he's done well, and in a way he's lost his spot very quickly.
Joe Garner
started, mate, with
no Garner, mate. We're talking about he started.
All right, you meant Gardner. Sorry,
Joe Garner,
Garner,
mate.
yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood you. Sorry.
Yeah, no
So
worries.
don't worry.
Yeah, because you've got a picture of him there on your. That is better than the Ratatouille one that you had up there, by the way.
Yeah, I might bring that back one day.
Whose face you put in, mine or Matt's?
Is sexy Dave.
No, David Unsworth in it. Just remember David Unsworth. Yeah, I've been very impressed with Joe Gardner. He's a goal scorer. I've followed his career at other clubs, and I'm just happy that he's at this club. He works his socks off. He knows what he does. But the main thing is we need to start winning games, honestly.
Yeah, well, the thing is the home points against these two sides are okay if we go away now to Aldershot and Halifax and pick up victories. And this is where we're really at the crunch end of the season now, where we're not miles ahead in the playoffs. So we have to win games. We need the points. And every game now, it's just getting tougher and tougher and tougher. These two games that we've got coming up are hugely difficult matches, Aldershot and Halifax. So it's going to be really, really hard. But this, at the end of the day, we're in with a shout at this stage in the season, which we haven't been for so many years that it's ridiculous. But so there is that, and it is a bit more exciting. But the crowds don't seem to be coming for the excitement, do they? The excitement of being in the playoffs doesn't seem to be making people, particularly excited. It wasn't a great crowd last night. I think they were less there than
Flat,
what it said,
well?
and the atmosphere was a bit flat. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. It was very flat.
Yeah.
And
Mickey Mellon said today in the article he's happy as to where we are, and if we take the last spot, he's happy with that, and we should be, because look where we were at the start when he came in, and he looks very tired at the moment. But fair dues to him, he's doing what he's trying to do for the football club, but he must aim the playoffs this season.
I think I agree with you. I think in terms of how he was feeling, he seemed a bit flat in his interview after the game. Whether he just there's obviously a lot more to this game, the management game, than we know, and a lot more work goes into it, and a lot more prep and all that kind of stuff. We think it's just picking the team and whatever, but it's obviously a tiring job, and it's obviously an emotionally demanding job. So yeah, I agree with you, Ibi. I think he is looking a bit tired, but it's a long, hard season. Like we get tired, don't we? Doing this every week, twice a week, three. You know what I mean? It's because you just got to keep. I mean, and it's nowhere near as demanding as the football manager job, but.
Yeah, definitely, because Mickey Mellon probably doesn't even sleep at night, because he makes things.
It's all on him, innit? He can do what he wants, but he picks the team, and the players don't perform. It's him to get the reaction out of the players. At the end of the day, some players will get sacked. It's him, So it's a pretty.
What do you make about Hammond, Dave, at the moment?
Brilliant. I've had his back from day one. I think he's done superb. I think we missed him last night terribly in the middle of the park, but I think they're saving him for the game against Aldershot. I think they're banking on the away wins now, aren't they? I think they're just weirdly to be that better away. They're sticking to what they know and just setting up to play away, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? But I think we desperately missed pace last night.
Yeah.
Where is Ethan Walker? If anyone sees him, just send a picture so we know that he's still around, because I've not seen him at all.
No.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening with him, but we need to know what's happening. Maybe he's gone back to Blackburn, or God knows what it is. The club are very quiet on it.
You need to get in there and ask him, Dave.
I will.
You've not been in the press box for a while, have you?
Too busy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you won't be on at Aldershot on Saturday, will you?
No.
But you will be at Halifax. There's 1,400 of us going currently, nearly 1,500. I hope we can get that up to more like 2,000, to be honest with you. It'd be great. I think let's really get over to Halifax and make a load of noise.
But as I said, Mickey Mellon said Green is our only injury, according to Jenny Tither. Right. But it could be that Walker's not match fit, not match ready. You know what I mean? He might, because he's been out for so long. He's got to build his fitness up.
Walker was in the Broadway suite last night, apparently.
I didn't see him.
Well, you were drunk.
Yeah. Did you manage to meet Rob Johnson? I forgot his name. He used to play for Latics. He was in the Jobson.
Was he there last night?
I don't know.
Well,
he was.
We were in the private executive area, weren't we?
Yeah, he was my favourite player, Dave. When we signed him at Oldham, he was a cracking player.
He was a brilliant job.
Classy defender.
Yeah,
he nearly made the England squad, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was very good. Yeah,
superb.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on, guys. And I've got nothing much to say.
Well, thanks for the call, Libby, as ever.
Respect to both of you. Thank you.
Cheers, Ibby.
Cheers,
thanks a lot, mate.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Right, yeah. So yeah, Jobbo. I didn't know Jobbo was Jobbo.
Gutted.
Yeah,
could have got an interview.
Yeah,
half cut.
Unbelievable. Listen, if you want to listen, Dave had a chat with Satch Dev last night, didn't you?
I did.
And it's on our Look at Latics radio show on Oldham Community Radio, Saturday morning.
99.7 FM, DAB, and all smart speakers.
Exactly. Right, let's have a chat with Bradley. Hi, Brad.
Hi, lad. You all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Did you enjoy last night?
I had a different view, so I was able to see. I normally sit at the top right back and corner. And you know, the glare from the boards, I can't always see the other end, but
yeah,
I thought I'd make an effort to go and sit with the Atleticos and just obviously try and get a bit of an atmosphere. So I took Bin Man down there, Ash and my brother. But yeah, I don't know how they cope with it, because obviously, like, I thought the atmosphere for the first 10, 15 minutes, it was good.
It was.
Then it died off. But then, like I said, I don't know, it's like an absolute, like the Wild West down there. Like, people were fighting each other. Like, there was a Royal Rumble at one point.
Was there?
Yeah, honestly, I've never seen anything like it. It's like half of them don't even go to games to watch it. Like, Cammy had to go over and, like, tell them to cut it all out.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? No, they can't get an atmosphere, but half of them aren't even watching game.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But but I could actually see the game proper. I thought we were a bit unlucky. I think first 20 minutes we should have been 1 or 2 up, but they had good chances as well throughout the game. Second half, it was just a non-contest. I thought we just didn't offer anything. People say it's a good point, but obviously we're drawn 2 in a row now. I'd rather be winning one, losing one, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, well, you get more points that way, don't you?
Exactly. So it's getting to that stage now where I've been looking at the running and thinking, bloody hell, are we actually going to make the playoffs and stuff? It's just a weird feeling around the place at the moment, because obviously we've not been in the playoffs for so long. It feels like all these games that nothing means anything, if you get what I mean. It's just so negative. I just don't know, like, as fans, how we know how to cope with it.
I think it is a weird situation. I think it's kind of like the games at Boundary Park are not great to watch. They're not great spectacles. The football's not great. You know, if we win the game, if we score a goal, obviously the atmosphere really improves. But throughout the majority of the game, there's not lots of chances. It's not kind of like those kind of games that really are just absorbing and you just kind of like really going with it up, down. Like last night, there was the biggest cheer of the night was that foul on Dallas in the second half. That was the one thing that kind of got everybody up and going. But the majority of the end, like you said, it started off. We were in the Joe Royal stand last night, so we had a completely different perspective. Really impressed by the noise early on coming from the Joe Royal, from the Jimmy Frizzle stand. But like you said, because the football then after those early chances just died off and the game just became such a stalemate really between both sides that the atmosphere then just never gets going again, does it? And I think it's just because it is so like boring.
It's hard to put something on it. Like, obviously Bromley, right? People, fans need to get out their heads. Like saying, "Oh, it's Bromley. They're bringing 35 fans." They beat Wrexham at Wembley in the FA Trophy 2 seasons ago. They got to the playoffs last year. They always got knocked out by Chesterfield in extra time to get to Wembley. They're a well-known side at this, and they're a big, strong unit as a team. If you look at that player they brought on, in the last 15, he was an absolute man mountain. The back three were all 6 foot, and they know they play to the strengths and to get the ball upfield quickly. People say, "Oh, we should be beating Bromley," but they're a well-known non-league side who do well. They're not second in the league for no reason.
a squad that's been together for a number of years as well. You know, the spine of the team hasn't really changed. They've had to sell here, they've had to sell there, but pretty much they don't have many ins and outs, do they? Do you know what I mean?
Well, the outs which they have, they sold Fisher to Norwich for a big fee, and then the guy who played yesterday, he's like he got a German sounding like Krauhaus or something like that. It was called. Brentford have signed him and loaned him back, so they've got a very good youth academy as well. They've got bringing players through. That Whiteley looked a really good player last night as well, I thought. So they're developing players, and these bigger teams who are looking at them. They're a good team, and we didn't match them. There were nothing between the teams last night.
No. But what you have to think, I mean, look, let's look at the 2 seasons that we've had in this division. We haven't beat Bromley yet. They've beaten us they've hammered us at their place both times, and then they've drawn at Boundary Park. Bromley are a better team than us. Over the last 2 seasons, they're a better team than us, right? They've come out on top over the 4 fixtures. You know, you draw our players and beat us at home. They're above us in the league both seasons. So they're a better side than we are. And all that time that our club has been really badly run, they've been well run. And that's the thing. We've got to play catch up. When we went to Bromley last season, Darren and Frank and all the guys.
They made a big deal about it, didn't they?
They made a big deal about how good the setup is down there. And so all that time that we've been absolutely, run terribly and losing ground on everybody in League One, then everybody in League Two, then we've also been losing ground on teams in the National League, and that is where we are. So yeah, in theory, we should be beating clubs like this, but we are where we are for a reason. And until we get our things back and we can see that it's starting to go in the right direction, that's obvious, but it doesn't just happen overnight, and it's frustrating, and it does affect the atmosphere, it does affect the way that anticipation, all that kind of stuff, but there's nothing we can do about it because there's no fast track button to it. We're just going to have to this season we do make the playoffs.
Exactly. I just don't get, like I said, like the thoughts. Like, I try to be as positive as I can with what's happening. Obviously, we all know the football is good, but away from home, the football is good. So I don't know if fans are not seeing. Obviously, not everyone travels away and sees that football. So at home, obviously, crowds have started going off a little bit. It just happens, but we just obviously need to get behind the team a bit more than what we are doing. But obviously, I understand the football's not good, but it is frustrating. But we are 5th in the league, and there is a potential that we will be finishing the playoffs. But we got a very hard run in, and we just need everyone there behind us, don't we?
Keith makes a good point here, Bradley. I don't know what your thoughts are on this. Evening, guys. Can we discuss Harrison McGahey? Can anyone offer any argument to merit his selection in the team? What your? And just before you, I would like to hear Keith's views on this. Please feel free to give us a call, Keith. But yeah, what do you make of it?
So the thing about McGahey, he comes back into the team randomly, doesn't he? And he has an absolute flying game. Then a couple of games later, he goes into his shell and he goes back to his old McGahey self. Like last night, I thought he was really poor. He got caught on the ball a lot. He was chasing shadows. He was very slow, 2 yards off the face. I don't know. Obviously, fitness, he's played 3 games in a shorter period of time. He might be feeling it. But we said it all season, haven't we? The midfield is still a problem. It don't matter who we sign. It's just a problem. I like Hammond. I think he gives us something different. He presses. He goes forward. He's not the fish-hearted cook. He's still a young lad. Like I said, he missed a couple of chances on Saturday, but he was getting in them positions. He was bombing on forward.
I don't think Maguire was the issue last night. I thought Conlon was the issue because Conlon couldn't match the energy that Hammond brought to the team, and it put an over-reliance for me on Sharon and on Maguire in terms of the running that they needed to do. I think Maguire needs to be, if he's going to play, he needs to be in the middle of the pitch and not be expected to do too much running. He needs those 2 runners in front of him.
He was getting dragged wide.
He was getting dragged wide, and Conlon, especially in the first half, I think Conlon did a little bit better in the second half because I think he'd been instructed at half time. But I don't think Conlon works in that position, but I don't think Conlon works either as the holding player where Maguire plays. So I think it's a difficult one in terms of who we play, and because Maguire offers that extra physical defensive presence in front of the centre halves, which that Conlon doesn't have. So I think you're right though. They're not all stepping up. The midfield, for the amount of midfield players that we've got
through a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, they're not all stepping up. Are they?
It's infuriating that you sign a player and then you play him in all sorts of different positions. Surely when you sign a player, you want him to play in a position. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? If he's going to be advanced forward midfielder, or he's going to be a deep midfielder. You know, when he played against Barney, I thought he was outstanding, Colin, but he's a shadow of that.
I just don't understand what's going on with him.
Yeah.
His delivery, because obviously his set pieces were really good when he first came. And then he can't even beat the first man now. He's going backwards, he's going sideways. And we just don't need more crabs, because how many times have we had it at Latics now? Like even this season, Shelton, Lundstrom. I just don't understand what they're trying to do in that middle. They're just passing sideways, backwards. They just don't want to go forward, do they?
No, that's why Sharon's invaluable in the team, because he drives forward and he supports the forwards. But last night I thought he were knackered, because I think he did towards the end of the game, because he covers so much ground, and there has to be a lot more discipline in the midfield, I think, in terms of where they are on the pitch and holding their shape and getting forward to support the forwards. Because again, it's so easily, there was some moments last night. Joe Garner was playing on the right, Sharon was at centre forward. Like, I was looking at, they were all over the place, and I was thinking, like, what's going on? So,
and I thought Conlon would be a leader. He was the captain of Port Vale. He doesn't strike me as that leader, Duxbury sort of. You know, all right, Duxbury was a tough tackling midfielder, but you know that calming influence, like when Shez were playing. You know, the playmaker. I thought we were getting that sort of player.
Well, that's what Port Vale seemed to have said, didn't they, when he came in? And I just don't understand what he's trying to do. Again,
I think we have to be careful not to write players off too soon.
No, exactly.
He's only just come in.
I'm just curious. I know.
And we all feel the same. But like, there's obviously all this pedigree at Port Vale. There's obviously got something about him, and you know, I think he was coming back from an injury, wasn't he? In the same way that Lundstrom got injured, and I think he's recovered properly from it. If you remember, Hogan, when did he get injured? Is it this season or last season? Do you know what I mean? And I think we're starting to see a better Hogan now. I think sometimes injuries take a lot, maybe longer, and have more of an effect on players sometimes than we realise. Maybe there's a bit of that.
Well,
I think a lot of people like as well, because people say, "Oh, we need to get rid of the three at the back," but we're not going to. People need to get in their heads. We're not going to substitute that three at the back. I think it's only Bromley and Halifax who have conceded less. I think Mellon likes his team to be solid, especially at the back.
Yeah,
and we're not conceding a lot of goals. We are in the game most of the time. Yeah. And he tried it, didn't he? Was it Boreham Wood at that home? That first half at 4-4-2. Yeah. It was a mess. We're going to have to stick to this, but we are missing pace. I think that is the big problem. I don't know where it's going to come from, because obviously when Green was there, I was Green's biggest fan, but when he came back into the team, he did well. Because it actually worked. So
you don't have to be a good footballer if you got pace, because if you get past someone, you can just pass it to someone who's, you know, that's the thing. You just get past them.
I'm just going to name one player now, Dylan Fage, who is very fair.
I won't be surprised. Right about Fage, he's doing well at Worthing, and I won't be surprised the League Club comes in for him. You know.
Yeah, but
what do you think? Will more come on the phone in if that happens, or what?
I don't know.
Well, no, exactly. Honestly, I reckon it's going to happen eventually. But it's a lot of talking today about that Atherton. I don't know anything about him.
I give him a go, mate.
He's going to come to a point where we're going to have to give him, because he's not. Walker seems to be out of favour. I don't think he can play that position. From what everyone said about Atherton, he's like a wing back type player.
I'm not sure. I don't know enough about him.
No,
I know he can finish as well. I know he can finish.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people are saying. So I don't know if it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to put someone there, even just put him on the bench to throw him on for 10, 15 minutes, give him a bit of experience. But that question is, though, is it the right moment in the season to do that?
Yeah, maybe revert Dallas to like a 4-3-3. Do you know what I mean? Like an inverted winger sort of thing. But again, will it work? You just don't know, do you?
Yeah. I think I asked this question on Twitter. I said, obviously, we're not losing a lot, but I think we've won defeat in 8, but we've only won win in 5. And does Saturday become a must win, or is it a must not lose?
Depends on the results that go around you, doesn't it? I think that off the back of 2 draws, it's we've got to win. Like you said before, you know, it's win 1, lose 1. You're in a better position. Drawing games is a killer, absolute killer. Look at York. Look what happened to us under Wellens when we drew all those games. Drawing, you've got to go for it. I think on Saturday, if it's 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, whatever it is, and going into the last 10 minutes, we've got to be the team putting them on the back foot. Never mind sitting back for another point. Then what happens when you go to Halifax? You do the same again. Then all of a sudden you've got 4 points out of a possible 12.
Yeah.
It's not. We need to win games, and we've got to cement that playoff play. So for me, we've got to go guns blazing and win the game. Yeah, absolutely. But it's like the Southend game, and even last night, when you get towards the end of the game, who's the team trying to win the game when it's in that draw? Who's the one going for it? At Southend, it was us on the back foot, soaking up all the pressure, and I want to see us doing that. And I feel like that's more likely away from home than it is at home. So I don't know. Are you going, Brad? You on the bus?
No, not Saturday. Obviously, been manager in Spain, and it was one of the 3 which I booked off. I try to do like one every month, but not go to. So decided to go and watch Jake Buggin home first.
All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna obviously watch it and stuff, and it's gonna be a nervy one. I think these games now, once they're coming down to it, it's only 9 games, and the season finishes early, doesn't it? It's on the 20th of April. It finishes. So it's getting closer and closer. We're going to start looking at other results more now, aren't we? And thinking ourselves, bloody hell, it's tight, isn't it? I think we're just going to go for a load of emotions.
It's going to be horrendous, isn't it? It's going to be horrendous. I just don't go down to the last
we don't do it easy, do we? We never do anything easy.
No, never. No. That's what Oldham is.
Yeah, well, at least we're in this position. But the thing is when you get to this point, you start looking back at the points you've dropped, don't you? You start looking down. And that's frustrating. But yeah, we've got to win the games. We've got to. It's simple as that, because you can't rely on other teams. So I think we've got to go for it. We've got this. We've got the defense. We're solid. But the problem is getting forward. It's getting forward at pace, isn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah. The only time we did it yesterday was when Dallas broke free, and the ref. Them fouls? They're the worst fouls. Where the defender's not even trying to get the ball. He just gets in front. Grabs him a bit and then falls on the floor. It just infuriates with them fouls.
It's bad, isn't it? Yeah, the referee was bad.
First half, it was fine, and then for the last 20 minutes, he just turned into
control.
There was just no fluid in the game.
After that yellow card, when that Bromley player had his little issy fit, he completely lost control. He just went card happy, infringements and everything. And news just in, Keith are 1-0 down to Nairn County.
What do you think about this here? Points dropped per game, 1.9 million to 1.6 when Norwood was injured, but he's back now. So do you think that's going to make a massive difference? I mean, obviously, he set the goals against that Southend, didn't he? It was all Norwood who created that goal.
Open play for a while, has he?
He looked well off the pace to me last night, though. To be honest with you, in the first half, when Garner missed, and Garner should have scored, but the ball was coming over Norwood's shoulder, and it was ready for him to just turn and smash it in, and he stopped, and that for me was a bit I thought he was, he looked
it's a bit how Fondop likes to play away from home, especially around the south. He seems to enjoy it around there. He likes these long trips, I think, and he gets goals then down south. So I'd play Fondop with probably Garner. He seems to be his best partner.
They score a lot of goals, though, Aldershot, because they've got both the strikers are on 15 and Sixteen goals, respectively. Is it Stokes and
that Tollarge?
Yeah, they scored after them against Swindon, though, in the cup.
the thing about Aldershot, I think they're like 4th at home, so they're really good at home, but not good away. Obviously, we're good away, not good at home. So you do get interesting results. Like Fylde went down there and actually done them 5-0, didn't they? And they went to Southend and got done 4-1. So look at us. Would you be talking now after we absolutely trounced Aldershot 5-1, thinking it's going to be a 5th v6 game?
No.
When we played it, I thought there were certainties for relegation.
The National League, there's only one standout team, and this season is the best time to go. Do you know what I mean? But it just goes to show how poor the league is as well. All good. Competitive. It's difficult. Anyone could beat anyone on the day. You look at Dorking beating Chesterfield 4-1 the other day. It's just madness. And this league is just bad as a box of frogs.
They absolutely battered them as well. They murdered them. They were just
definitely. It could have been even before. I watched the game. They're thinking they have 2 or 3 that, and you're thinking, no, they're going to miss chances. Then Chesterfield will come back, but. That's what I mean. Anyone could beat anyone. It's just how we set up on the day.
And Barnet, most inconsistent team, and they're still fourth, are they still up there? Like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
But they're not. They must obviously not drawing games, are they? That because, like I said, that's
Barnet is second. Sorry,
killer.
Yeah,
I look.
Yeah, they just win or lose. Yeah,
it's the teams that go up are consistent, and that's been our major flaw this season is consistency. We've had some good runs which have really like bolstered us up the table and got the wins in and stuff like that. But consistency in performance and I think in terms of squad selection, formation, all that kind of stuff. And I think next season we'll be. Again, we'll be better in all those regards.
And Rochdale are 14th and 4 points off the relegation place.
Yeah, down the bottom is really bad. But we need momentum now. Like I said, the draws aren't helping. We need to go on a run and we need to hit the playoffs in form. Always remember Blackpool, how many games they won on the bounce.
Goodness me, yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah. So they beat us in that February and then just won every game and got
Andy Morrell, remember?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you just absolute just watch. That's what we need to do now. Like 9 games, let's get on a big winning run and hit the playoffs with momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Mickey. Yeah, that lad. That's all we need to do.
Just 100%. Win games.
It's not hard, is it? It seems easy when you say it.
Yeah. But yeah, like again, whoever's going down on Saturday, get behind the team. I know you will. Same on Halifax. We've got 1,500 going to Halifax at least. So we need to make a load of noise.
Come on.
Yeah, and then we've got Chesterfield. So massive games like that. I'm looking forward to Chesterfield game, but we need to make a big atmosphere for that game, don't we, as well? And because they're going to bring a few, and they'll be about being noisy, aren't they? So yeah, it's all massive games. It's really exciting. That's what a week that is. Halifax away, and then Chesterfield. Yeah,
we got even over Easter. We got. Was it two? We got 2 derby games, like Northwest teams, haven't we? We got Fylde at home, Altrincham away, then we got Rochdale. So all games are looking quite localish. Where I think could be big attendances, especially we are where we are, and we pick up a bit. Like I was thinking, like I said, for Rochdale, potential of 9,000-10,000.
Well, it could be a big relegation game, couldn't it? We could put them into drop zone, couldn't we, or something like that? So
watch him.
But the thing is that we're the ones that have been suffering with the stage fright when it comes to these big games. So we need that to, I don't
think he'll let that happen again against Kidderminster after what happened at Kidderminster. I think that's.
He didn't let it happen then, did it? But
I think.
Well, the half-12 kickoffs. So we seem to do all right. So when they move the kickoff a little bit, we do all right at home. I've noticed that, like Hartlepool, it weren't on a Saturday. It was on on the 30th. They moved the kickoff, didn't they? And then Barnet, it was done from 7:45 to 8 o'clock. Although Hartlepool, we played in a third kit, didn't we? And Barnet, they changed the kickoff from 7:45 to 8 o'clock. So the Chesterfield and Rochdale at 12:30. So we might feel it a little bit better then instead of the 3 o'clock ones.
Well, let's hope that good practicing, training, good formation, good attitude, all those things play more of a part than just like the look of the kickoff.
No, these are the things you've got to think of because Boundary Park is cursed at 3 o'clock, I reckon.
Do we need to do a switch like Stockport used to play on a Friday night or something instead?
Yeah, honestly, we just need something. I'd get a witch doctor down there or something. And
if there are any witch doctors watching or voodoo people.
Magic people, voodoo people.
Magicians, illusionists.
Yeah, anyone. Yeah.
Just come down.
Yeah, Jenny thinks you're clutching at straws a bit there, Brad, but that's fair enough.
You got to look at these things. We
need all the help we can get, don't we? That's the bottom line. Yeah. Right, let's move on to Chris there. Thanks for getting into it. Cheers, pal. All the best. Enjoy Jake Bug.
Right. Can you enjoy Jake Bug?
Well, Brad can.
I seen him live. I walked out after 10 minutes.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crap.
Dave's music reviews. Hello, Chris.
Oh, good evening, lads. How are you? All right?
Yeah,
Chris.
You. Let's try and be positive for once.
Okay. I don't like. Well, there's no negativity from this.
I did enjoy last night for certain part. I've got a few points. I'd just like to say the Kidderminster game the other week was dire, yeah. But after that game, we had 12 games left. Yeah, correct. We were 18. We were on 53 points at that stage. Last year, Bromley finished 7th with 71 points, if I remember rightly. So that we were 18 points at that stage off them playoff spots. There was 12 games left. That's 1.5 points per game. We've got 4.5 points at the last 3 games. We're 0.5 in front. There's a positive point. So there you go. We're on target for the playoffs at that point.
That's the kind of research we could do if we could be bothered.
Right, okay. Well, and don't forget, last season we finished on 61 points. We're 3 points behind now where we were last season. So this season is a lot better. It's a big improvement. That being said, we need to pick up some more points. If we get a draw on Saturday, we're bang on 6 points on 4 games. We're spot on for 71 points, but we're going to start cutting it close, aren't we? Because we just need somebody to want a good run behind us. Hartlepool or Southend, anybody, and come and pip us, and we'll all be sick. We'll be looking at walking results in Kidderminsters and Ebbsfleets. So we need to be in front of that. But the minimum point, 1.5 a game, will see us home, I'm sure. That being said, last night, why Conlon for Hammond? What happened? I mean, it was like he's the new Lundstrom, wasn't he? I mean, I know you said you give him a rest for weekend, but bloody hell, we lost our energy.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I'm not the manager. I'm just surmising that he's probably played 2 games. He played 60 minutes against Kidderminster and Eastleigh, came off both games knackered, and then he played the full game against Southend because I don't think they could have taken him off because they couldn't contain that midfield, and he was doing the pressing. Should have scored, but I think it's just tiredness because it is, as I keep saying, under 23 Premier League football to the National League, it's a massive jump in terms of fitness, awareness, the physicality. He's only a young kid. How old is he? Is he 19?
No, he's 20. He's 20 or 21, isn't he?
20, right. But he's still a young kid in terms of experience. And I just think it's just more protecting the player, I think, rather than...
I think the thing is you bring in players like Conlon with big expectations, so they have to play him. Like he has to prove what he can do. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that the system, the shape works, but I do still think we're lacking the personnel to make it happen because we don't have the wide players. Kitchen's just not getting up and down that left hand side like he used to, unfortunately. And I think that's because too much responsibility is on him. So like if they know that we've not really got a threat down the other side, so teams can double up and keep an eye on him there. So we need to, if you're going to play with these wing backs, they both need to be effective. And I think Sherrin and Hammond need to be joining the strikers. You need to be getting players up front to get the ball in the box, and there needs to be 4 players there to pick up.
It's like Alan Hope. I think he's still injured, but I'd love to see him, playing that pocket on the right.
He could play that right. He could play
Hammond
that right
on the left.
Wing back. Yeah,
Hammond on the left. No, just the central. So you'd have Sherrin holding midfielder or McGahey, Hammond, and Hope, and then you'd have your wing backs. So. Yeah,
I don't think you can put. I wouldn't put Sherrin in that defensive role though, because he for me he's got too much energy. You've got to have him further up the pitch, and he scores goals as well.
Yeah.
So these are
Sorry.
You mate? No, go on.
One thing I didn't understand last night was when he started to do the substitutions, Mickey Mellon. I understood he had to change. He had to try and mix it up a bit. He took he brought Dallas on, and then he took Garner off and brought Fondop on. I'm not being funny. Starting with Garner and Norwood, I thought they're too similar to me. They're two similar players. I don't think they should have been on the pitch to start with together. And I think, with all respect, he should have brought Fondop on prior to Dallas to mix it up, have a bit of somebody a bit more of a target man. Because I know Fondop's a big lad, he's not done with everything there, but he's a bloody nuisance, isn't he? And I'm Dallas. I'm still out on him because apart from all right, it wasn't a free kick, I accept that, but he lost the ball a lot last night, and he doesn't seem to be getting on the ball.
He was leading the line on his own against 3 6-foot defenders, and then Fondop came on to give him that bit early because Garner was flat on his feet, weren't he? When Fondop came on.
Oh, Garner's been brilliant. Garner's fantastic.
But Dallas was then physically, but Garner was out on his feet, to be fair, and then Dallas was trying to pinch pockets of space. And they were very, very, very well organised team. Very well organised team. But I thought he did all right when he came on against Southend because he's a nuisance. You've got a big lump of a nuisance in Fondop, and then a little waspy sort of play. He's always getting space and he's dragging the defender away. But I think it's one of them. I think he might be suited to a 3 up front rather than a. I would like to see 3 up front. I'd love to see 3 up front. But it's like, who do you play? Do you play Garner, Fondop, Dallas, or do you play Norwood, Dallas?
No, I play Norwood, Garner, and Fondop to start off with. We've always got talent to bring on. I would start with that, mate. I would start with that. Definitely. Hey, listen, quick one. Harry Vaughan, do you know where he is? He's at Bristol Rovers, on loan.
Is he?
Yeah. Could we do with Harry Vaughan back to them? I mean, what happened with that? Why did he never get a chance with us?
He wanted to leave. He just had enough, I think.
He wanted to leave.
According to that's what David Unser said at the pre-season.
100 said it were a basketball match. I don't listen to him, mate, anymore.
Oh, that's what he said.
I don't look. I mean, he wants to be playing in the EFL, doesn't he? At the end of the day, like for a lad as talented as he obviously is, he needs to be playing in the EFL. And this is one of the issues that we've got in a minute in terms of where we're at in the, in National League is not Hull aren't going to necessarily want to send him back to the National League. They wanted to get first league football.
I loved him, mate. I thought he was brilliant, mate. I thought he was brilliant. He was a cut above when he should have been playing from day one in the National League.
I don't understand it myself, but yeah, you should be building your team around your best young players. Agreed. I think. But
we're just missing that midfield to start clicking because at the moment Hogan's steps up. He's a superb captain. I've gone from criticising to I admire him every game now. Even when he's not on form, he's still leading. He's leading by example. He's setting a good example. He's unlucky with his booking still. Hudson is what a keeper he's turned out to be. He's been a revelation. I think that the team, apart from the midfield, is gelling, and we just need that midfield to click completely and put the effort in that Sheeran does. And I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to get to 71 plus points, lads, and we're going to get the. What
do you think aside that last night? I thought he had a really improved performance compared to what he was like at Boreham Wood. I thought he's come back into the squad and he did really well. He was man of the match, quite rightly so, wasn't he?
Dev, yeah. I mean, he's got pace. He seems a bit worried about going past players, but having said that, the other game when he got dropped, he got caught out a few times going backwards, didn't he? So I understand him being anxious at going forward because, I mean, when we're bad at the back, we're bad at the back, aren't we? You know what I mean? There's no grey area. We're shit or great, aren't we? You know what I mean? Simple as.
He's a young player as well. These young lads, like I expect, if Organ makes a mistake, he knows how to deal with it and get move on. But it's his first loan from a Premier League club. It's probably his first proper competitive football he's played, at a decent level in a tough physical league. So again, like everyone wrote off Hammond for the first week he came in. We've just got to give him.
Listen, if you don't make an impression in your first 5 minutes, it's game over.
5 seconds.
The thing is, like last night, though, we sat Devon in the first half. Him getting up and high, the midfield, be it Sharon, Maguire, whoever it is, and Norwood or Gardner, you've got to have these little triangles if you're going to get past defenders. You've got to be playing. And there was some nice little bits of football being played and then hitting the space in behind. And that's the kind of stuff we need to do. So we need the midfield up further, supporting the attacking players so that they can do these little link-ups and play some football in the final third. Norwood's a good footballer. He's off the boil. He's got to come back after his injury. But, he should be the one giving the little layoffs, passing, moving, finding... We've got to all be higher up the pitch to do that. And that's the frustration because when we get spread out like that and you've got that huge gap between the midfield and the strikers, they're running the ball up to them. It's just a complete waste of time. And at times you could see that distance between the midfield, which are right back here, and then, and the attack. And that's for me is this thing about the team moving as a unit and being organised in its shape and all that kind of stuff. And I think these are the things that come when you develop a team. And I don't we talked about Bromley before. Bromley are a team. Like they've been through the process. They understand how they play. They play a certain way. They'll be happy with last night, even though it wasn't pretty on the eye, but it was effective in terms of what they wanted from the game, which was to not lose. And then for us going into next season, I think you'll start to see us look more like a team. Because at the minute we're still just a bit of an ensemble of players that have been brought in from previous managers and this and that, and people still, we haven't got square pegs in round holes a little bit. So it will get better next season. I've absolutely no doubt about that. It's just about, can we scrape enough points together now and hit a bit of a run at the end of the season to make the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I can't understand me. I mean, you look back to the game at East last week, we had a 21 pass move, which resulted in a great goal finished by Garner. And at home, we can't string 3 passes together. I mean, we really are not a passing team at home. There's definitely got to be comfort. There's something about Boundary Park, and it used to be when I was first started going to Oldham, we were crap away from home. I mean, I went for about 4 seasons away from home and never saw them win anything. You know what I mean? They were really poor in the 70s, trust me. And I think, you know, we got to a stage where we become a bit of either or, but at the moment we're better off away from home. And I can't remember Latics being like that. And it's really, I'm confused. And Boundary Park has always been a bit of a crap place for other teams to come on it, because we've always been a bit volatile, haven't we?
Yeah, and also it's often a place that opposition players don't want. It's cold, it's windy, it rains a lot. It's not a nice place to come and play football for a lot of people. So the team that we have to be suitable for that. They have to have the mentality of like, yeah, we love it. We love going out in the cold and the rain and be tougher. You know what I mean? And embrace that and embrace like we always had the slope on the pitch and all that kind of stuff. So the players that we have got I think sometimes you have to be at the club for long enough to learn how to cope with these things as well. And often we've had players coming in for 1 season or half a season or whatever, and they don't get sort of blooded properly into the experience. And that's why it's really important that we keep some of our players and our better players going in, and they start to get sort of accustomed to being Latics players and to being at Boundary Park, and for it to be an advantage rather than a disadvantage. So again, there's all this. We've lost a lot of ground. I think we look at where we are. We look at all the good things and all the improvements and all that kind of stuff. It's brilliant, but we forget sometimes how much ground we did lose.
We've lost our identity, haven't we? The culture has turned toxic, and we've got to rebuild it ever so slightly and ever so slowly. But it will come with games being won. But if we I got absolutely blasted for this last week, saying it's not the fans if they're playing rubbish, we have a right to shout at them. Well, if you want to just carry on the way it's going, the definition of insanity is keep doing what you're doing and nothing will ever improve. You know, everyone says that I'm just, you know, it's not just everyone can say what they want. They can, they can keep on going. But where's it got us? Nowhere. You know what I mean? We've got to change our state of mind and stop getting on the players' backs. I don't think anyone got anyone's backs last night. And I think that was maybe a factor in us getting a tough fought draw against a very good team. You know, Southend, I don't think anyone got a player's back.
Games. They've been 2 hard games then. 2 good teams.
Yeah, I think we just have to accept that we are where we are, and it's going to be tough. We're not going to blast through everybody. I think on the thing about the negative, I think there is a general sort of negativity that's crept in at Boundary Park over the years. I also think that there's a line when it comes, you know, being like frustration and things like that and shouting certain things. It's absolutely fine. Of course it is. Yeah. We all do it. I think the call we had on last week from, was it Adam? He was talking about some of that real vitriol and anger. And
that was bad, yeah.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about that stuff because that's unacceptable. Of course we're going to go, oh, come on, or what are you doing? And giving it all that. That's normal. No one wants to take that out of the game. But it's about giving people a bit of a chance, and also just taking a step back and realizing where we are. And I think that next season everything will get a bit better, because everything's going to get better when we start winning games and we start playing well. It is on the team as well. It is the team's responsibility, the manager's responsibility, the club's responsibility to start delivering what the fans want to see. And I think sometimes as fans, our responsibility is to be appropriately patient when we feel we need to be appropriately patient, and not go.
When does the transfer window for Levels finish? Because I noticed Aldershot are still signing players left, right, and centre, and
sign anyone.
It's until March, isn't it? I think.
No, you can sign anyone from
I thought there was a deadline for loan signs. I thought there was a deadline.
I thought
I just want to pick up this Gardner point. Everyone, what do you think about this, Chris? It's like everyone's saying play Gardner.
No,
I can't see it.
I know.
He's not as equal.
With all respect, he's been brilliant. He's finished for me. He's done for me. And I think when he comes on, I shit my pants. He's a liability, like on Saturday against Southend. No, I'm serious. He's trying to give an handball away. No. What are you laughing for? I'm being serious, you plonker. I'll shit me. I'm shouting for a red card. I mean, he got flicked off against he tore Achilles last year. He's not come back since. He's been injured, and I think he's a liability. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get the Dan Gardner of old all day long. This Dan Gardner now, well, you might as well get me on. I'm crap. So there you go.
I think he's past his best, but I don't think
with all respect.
I think the thing is if you're a manager if it was me, I'd be wanting to try and build a consistent side, a reliable side into and fitness and injuries come into that. And so I'm trying to play my players that I think are going to be able to go on runs of playing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games or game after game like Sheringham. And with Gardner, he's just not going to do that. And I think maybe the preference to play Maguire in there is because he feel that he can handle it physically. He's not made of biscuits as Gardner is, and I think that's just the thing. And maybe they think he's more likely to be able to come on. But I thought, he came on for Hammond against Southend, and he was just not up to it.
If Gardner's fit enough to play 60, 90 minutes, we'd have seen it. But
I think so, because he had a spell earlier on in the season. He was brilliant, where he played really, he really came in.
He came on in games and influenced things. He did. Yeah. He can pick a pass. He can pick a pass. There's no two ways about it. He can still do it mentally. He's got it. But he's where he's losing his pace or where he's lost it. He worries me because he's reactive with his actions. I think.
He might be on one leg our best midfielder, but he can't play on one leg, can he? He just can't. I agree. I agree. I think it'd be nice to see him play, but
it'd be better than Shelton.
Well, yeah, fair enough. But but I'm just trying to. I'm not saying he shouldn't play. I'm just trying to think, offer some kind of rationale as to why he might not play. I think that might be.
Play Shelton. I'm saying he shouldn't play Shelton. I'm saying that definitely.
I think we all agree on that one, mate.
Yeah. Danny Fairbrother is a big fan of Shelton, I must say. You've got to give him a.
His love child. Shelton's his love child. We know because there's something going on there. Something going on with them.
I'm not saying Gardner's bad. Is it April 1st? I can't believe what he's saying about Gardner.
We all like Gardner.
I do like him, but he's past it. He's gone. He's National League North at best.
Well, he's just can't. He physically doesn't seem to be able to cope with it, does he? He comes in for a couple of games and then he's gone, and you can't build a midfield around that. And I think that's the issue. But if he
seriously, how many times has he played a full game since he came back to us? I bet you can count him on one hand, on two hands.
That's the issue.
Yeah, but 5 games in a row, I bet you could count on one hand again. How many times? More than 8. You've got no chance. I don't think he has.
And how many games he played without getting a yellow card and a red? I mean, he puts the shit up.
I know Sherin's younger than him, but look at him. He's just Mr. Consistent all the time. Do you know what I mean? And the only time I think he dropped him was against...
we got this about him learning to adapt his game like Shez did. But the thing is with Shez was like a seriously better footballer.
Game. It was a different game.
But it was also Shez was just he was an international. He played at a higher level than Dan Gardner, and he was just,
he could put it on a sixpence.
He was a different level. I think that's the thing. But you might be right.
Players around him as well, Sheringham. The team was with all respect, was a classier team, and it was easier because he had better players around you who could anticipate what Sheza were going to do. When Gardner is leading and instrumental, it's difficult when you're an older man, I think, and that's all it is. Hey, listen, not knocking him. Thank you for what you've done, but
I'm not. Yeah, as I said, we're fully supporting a great player.
He did come in and he played well in some of these games. I agree with you, but I think from the point of view of the manager knows who the best players in the squad are, and he must know of that about Gardner, and he's obviously choosing not to play him, presumably for a reason, which is a logical reason. I presume. I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
Highly logical, Captain.
You have to ask him. Yeah. When you finally do another interview.
Yeah.
I think we need to let Mel have he's going to have the summer now. We're going to get to the playoffs. We're going to go up. Honestly, I don't really care if we go up or not. Really, I want the experience, like you guys said. I'm not really. But I think going up might be a danger to us. Actually, I know that sounds stupid because I think we're not ready for League Two. I don't fear.
We'll be ready. We'll be ready. If we get back in an investment, Mickey Mellon will know exactly.
The thing is if we do get promoted this year, I don't know. The thing is at the time, currently, we don't have a team that's good enough. But because the EFL money comes back in and the increase in there's going to be a lot of investment would go in the summer, I think, to prepare us for League Two. So whether or not that will be enough for us to have a good season, or whether it'd be a bit of a relegation battle or whatever, but I don't know. But look, I hope we do go up because we need the money. We need the EFL money for next season. So let's go up and deal with it as we go along. But it's going to be tough if we do go up next season, I think.
But I think we're moving on. Like you've been saying, little steps. But I think we look at where we were last year. Look at where we are now. We're moving on without a salmon. We're moving forward. I think it's not pretty, but it's better. some of the games I'm delighted with. Eastleigh, like, wow, we're champions. And even the Southend game, I thought it was an hard game. They come and did a job on us. They watched us and they knew what they were doing. Last night, I thought we were out of shape, but I think all in all, we're playing better. We are playing better. And away from home, we're a joy to watch. I love it. And the fans, the following fans are absolutely a credit to the club. And
Absolutely.
I think they should be absolutely praised. And I think, like I say, certain players have stood up. Hudson, Hogan. I think I'm shackled for
quality.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. And listen, lads, I'll spin off and let somebody else come on. But listen, absolutely superb, great phone again, and some superb podcasts. And thanks for all you've done for saving our club, lads.
Don't forget the Oldham Community Radio. Don't forget Oldham Community Radio. We are live 10 to 11 on Saturday night.
You can get to Martin here for sure, that radio station. But no, it's online, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be doing it. I'll give it a listen, lads.
Have you got an Alexa?
I've got, we've got an internet sort of works-ish.
Well,
I'll do it online. I'll do it by online. It doesn't work like that over here.
You can do it on Mixcloud as well. So I'll try and do a better job of promoting it anyway, so people can listen. Right, thanks for coming.
Listen to it. Yeah, we'll have a go. Yeah, because hey, listen, everything Latics is good. It's better than anything else on telly or radio, and it's crack on. Yeah, keep it going.
Dave is better than TV or radio.
Yeah, and your sexy voice. I bet you sound really sexy, don't you? Because you don't look so clever on telly, mate. Let me tell you.
Caller of the evening. Let's give it. Where's the round of applause? Have we got anything?
No.
I don't know. Anyway,
I'm gonna get a round up, Dave.
Cheers, mate. You're just doing the voice.
All the best, going.
Take care.
See you on the time to win. You're gonna win at weekend. Bye.
You absolute. you absolute. Idiot. What an absolute.
You found the thing button. Brilliant. Right, brilliant. Let's bring in Graham, last call of the night. Hello.
Hi, guys. So I made it down on Saturday to Southend.
How was your day?
Apart from your transport shutting down at 7 o'clock in Manchester is diabolical, but we'll not go there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the rail or is it the tram?
Train's delayed for 3 hours.
Cool.
We never got back home to just before 1 o'clock.
Oh.
We had to get the train station to pay for our taxi home for us because they kept missed all our connections because of them.
Wow.
Signal problems apparently.
Right.
But,
welcome to England, Graham.
I enjoyed it. I mean, the only thing I didn't enjoy about the game was Devani Green going down injured.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. I mean, the curry pies from the booth. Oh my God, great.
Yeah. It's the little things, isn't it?
It is. It's brilliant.
You love your pies in Scotland, don't you, Graham?
Oh my God.
You love your pies up there.
Yeah, but they never even heard of macaroni pies. I'm trying to convince her about macaroni pies. I even explained how to make them here.
Macaroni.
No, trust me, they're nice. They're nice.
I'll believe you. Pasta in a pie.
Yeah, but you fire cheese on top of it as well, and you under the grill, and it's just like melted cheese. And brilliant, honestly.
Yeah, no, stop. I am good. I was just saying this.
Yeah, no, but I thought we were very flat against Southend. I really did.
I thought they played well against a tough side.
I don't think we played well at all, to be honest with you. I mean, because see if they took a few of the chances in the first half.
We had chances as well. I think they give as good as they got. I think 3-4, under Unsworth. I think we would have actually capitulated. Well, we did capitulate, didn't we? But I think we do. You know, we have been playing better. And I think our home form has been so rocky.
I think it was an
fair game,
improvement. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, it wasn't brilliant. There's no let's not beat around
a 3-0 win would be brilliant, obviously, but it's not. It wasn't, and it's a 1-1 draw. That's it. So,
I have a stipulation thingy for Gardner. Right, we don't play him in midfield. We convert him as centre back, like Vincent Kompany, defensive mid when he joined Man City, defender.
I don't think he gets in past Hogan, Hobson, or Raglan.
No, but he just put him just right in front of the defence, just right in front of him because he's got a pass, and he doesn't need to run.
Well, he can't tackle for Toffee, and he get injured when he's making a tackle. I can't. I don't know what this. Don't get me wrong. I like Gardner, but everyone seems to love him.
One of my favourite players.
Yeah, but he's just
he can ping the ball anywhere.
Yeah, he's just not. Yeah, look, he's obviously not fit enough to build I think the consistency in the midfield is really, really important, and that's why I was a bit surprised that he didn't play Hammond last night, because I thought the midfield was starting to, have a little bit of cohesion about it. And, it's like Green. He's another one who seems to get injured quite a bit. He came back into the squad, filled that position that we needed on the right-hand side, then gets injured again, and it's really then hard to replace him. But that's what happens in football. We don't have a quality enough squad to bring in like for like, unfortunately.
It amazes me to see what people see. Robert Isaacs here, tough side, Bromley, dirty side, falling down quicker than losing up. They're a streetwise, tough, organised, defensive side. The second in the league, decent away form, decent home form. So, yeah, they are a tough side. I
think we done well to get a draw against them last night.
Yeah, agreed, yeah.
I thought it was a good game, but again, it bounced really looked flat, but we made some good chances last night. I mean, Norwood should have finished better, but he's still coming back to fitness.
Special mention to the groundsman, Junior, because of the bobble that just bounced in front of the Bromley player when he just scooped it over the bar. That was superb.
You know what really peeved me off on Saturday? Do you know what really peeved me off and made me really angry, right? And I don't mean to diss any Oldham fans, fellow Oldham fans, right? But see the idiot that threw the flare on the pitch.
Yeah, it burnt a girl's face. So they've
no, it was by me and Gary. We were standing in the stand. It wasn't like right next to us, but it came from our general direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it on the pitch.
It burnt like a young girl's face, and
a joke.
It was just stupid.
And then some of the wee guys were throwing stuff down through the crowd down towards the guy with the microphone and the drum.
Yeah, well, it's like Brad was saying before. There are a few people in there that seem to just be, there for
pricks,
being just misbehaving and that kind of stuff. So yeah,
I love the atmosphere, but I mean, the atmosphere was great. I mean, enjoyed the atmosphere, enjoyed the game.
At least we scored. At least we scored as well. Like, it's not like last night. If it had been 0-0, you come out that way, it would have been a bit rubbish. But
yeah, I'm going to be critical here as well, right? And again, so this is my opinion, not anybody else's. But I'm not finding Fondub useful right now. I think he's just off the. I don't know about him. He just doesn't look. He's not doing much. I mean, he can win the ball in the air, but he's not.
I don't know. I think it's the same with him all the time. I think he's a bit.
It's consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
So the thing is with Fondop, you can be watching him and you're thinking you're not going to get anything out of him that game, and then he just does something, or he scores or whatever. So and I thought he did well when he came on last night. I thought he won a lot of headers, but there was no anticipation around it. So
he's just doing the head. He's winning the headers, but he's not doing anything with the ball. I mean, see, me personally, do you know what I would do if I was Mellon, right? I would have Garner and Norwood up front and see Devani Green's position right now because he's injured. Put Fondub out there, see what he can do.
I don't think he's got the pace.
No, then neither's Hogan, and Hogan was playing the last couple of games when Devani Green went off. I mean, Hogan can win the ball.
He hasn't got the touch control, ball control, or passing ability, in my opinion.
Or he'd have to, and he'd have to go back and do the defending as well, which
he can't tackle, can he?
No. So
Solly at home all over again.
Maybe go for Dylan Bahambilla, then he's still.
Pardon?
Dylan Bahambilla is still without a club. He got released by Livingston a while ago.
No.
No, we don't need Dylan back.
No. I bet they'd rather see me or you playing rather than him.
I'm just meaning not the nonsense we used to try and beat the man 100 times before he moved on. But if we could get somebody like him who's got the pace that can just get by the player and go.
Yeah. But he didn't have any pace for Hambula, did he?
No. Mickey Mellon, he knows what needs to be done. He'll get it sorted in the summer. And we've got what we've got now. You know what I mean? So we're just going to have to.
The window not still open?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get the players that you want in now. I think you've just got there's enough players around the park. They're playing. The wage bill is going to be massive. They've got to get rid of players. So I think you've got what you've got. You've got to just, make the best of it.
At the end of the season.
Yeah, and just do what we can do with who we've got. And I think we should have enough in the squad, I think, to make the playoffs. But we'll find out. So listen, we need to do a special message to someone, Graham. So we're going to do that.
Worries, guys.
Right, thanks for getting in touch, mate. And I'm glad you got back all right eventually from Latics to Scotland.
Cheers, mate.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, so it's a special birthday, isn't it, for somebody at Latics? Are you going to sing? Marilyn Monroe sang "Happy Birthday, Mr. President." Can you sing that, please?
No, you're the effeminate one.
Can you do that? No, do it in your Chris Eubank voice, right? So it's a. Here we go. We need to wish a very happy 50th birthday to Darren Royal. Dave, sing.
Happy birthday to you.
That's nice.
Happy birthday to you. Have a sexy happy birthday, Darren Royal. Do.
Absolutely.
Look at those
beautiful.
pictures.
Look
wow.
At that. Yeah, lovely.
And that is Darren wearing a United shirt there. I'm not joking. It's a Bristol City shirt. Joe was a handsome man, wasn't he?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Darren. Happy 50th. That's my next big milestone. If I get that far.
You ain't going to get that far.
Shut up. I'm on a diet.
Okay.
Yeah. So there we go. Happy birthday. If you want to buy... if you want to buy us a coffee... So now, Dave, fans can buy us a coffee. How do you like your coffee?
Like an ice cream, white frothy latte.
Latte? So if you want to buy Dave a
latte,
then you can go to buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast. I'll just take mine black.
Christ for that, Jesus.
Dave thought that our conversation then was going through.
It would have been. We would have been off air because that is a crime.
Our amazing new show. Look at Latix.
Attention, all listeners.
From Shaw to Sholver,
Crumpton to Coldhurst,
Fitton Hill to Failsworth,
Hollywood to Hathershaw,
from Leeds to Limeside.
This Saturday, 24th of Feb from 10 till 11 a.m.
Myself, Matt Dean,
and me, Sexy Dave Bradley,
are exclusively live on Oldham Community Radio,
bringing you a roundup of everything Oldham Athletic
on A Look
Athletics.
So join Matt
and Dave
on 99.7 FM and DAB Oldham
Community Radio.
And look, we get
the finance on that Kia spot. I should leave it. Oh, sorry.
And look, we get it. You've probably already got too much Matt and Dave in your life, but it keeps us amused.
Yeah,
and that's why we do it, right? So, another thing that's going to be amusing is Trophy Chest on Saturday, the 18th of May. Our end of season party. Tickets are available now. OAFCpodcast.co.uk/shop. Get them while they're hot.
Yeah, talking of slashes, we really, really need to go now because I have been
bursting for a week.
So yeah,
just gonna hold on one more minute. Any second,
right, I'm going. I'll see you later.
Now.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Any
Bye.
Second. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Boundary Park Alert System, a QPod production hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean, Andy Halliwell and Dave Bradley. QPod is Oldham's only dedicated podcast production company, and if you'd like to learn more about how podcasting can help take your brand to the next level, visit kupod.co.uk. A huge thank you goes to all those people who subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. We really appreciate you all. Please visit oafcpodcast.co.uk and click Be a Supporter or find the link in the show notes if you'd like to help us fund the show. It's only $2.99 per month to subscribe, but if you'd rather make a one-off donation, please visit buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast or click the link on our website. Don't miss the Latix Football Phone In every Wednesday live from 8:30 p.m. Please visit youtube.com/@OAFC podcast and do hit subscribe while you are there. You can also follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok @OAFC podcast. Big thanks go to Eileen Finnegan for writing our excellent weekly blog, which we encourage you to read on our website every Saturday morning, and also to Paul Prendergast for providing us with all the Latix Mind questions. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. If you'd like to be a guest or contribute to the show, we would love to hear from you. Until then, see you next time.